Hello, everybody. So it's pretty much just gonna be me tonight. Chris
I might go to sleep soon.
Chris might go to bed soon, but this game is, I would say, one of my favorite games that I've ever played, just in terms of like the uniqueness of it, and I just freaking love this game. So I figured I would share it with you and play it again. May not get through every single ending tonight, but we will give it a shot. And I haven't played it in a while, so I kind of have to familiarize myself again with all the different ways to play it. So let's do this. It's a very meta game, like very, very meta.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Or was he?
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Did I? Do I have to? Oh, I forgot. WSD is the commands in this one. Oof. All right.
And acclimate yourself with that mouse.
Yeah, I haven't used this particular mouse to play this game.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. Sure. I knew where the meeting room was. Sorry, guys. Still getting used to this.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
So yeah, so that's the biggest part of this is, okay, so do you do exactly what the narrator says or do you do the opposite? And I think most people playing this game would probably, I don't know, I mean, it depends on who you are, but I like to disobey orders. It's fun, so I'm going to go through the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
And it's kind of creepy
Perhaps
that,
he
like,
wanted
every
to
time you
stop
go
by the
through a
employee
door,
lounge
it closes on
just
you.
to admire it.
Sorry, I'm still trying to figure out. And, like, you can't go back that way.
You're just like whipping around all crazy.
Sorry. But yeah, like, I can't. Nope, can't go back that way. So this game is all about choice and, you know, figuring out, you know, what you want to choose to do and stuff. But it's also kind of creepy because there's never anybody else but you in this whole office. And yeah, but it's also quite funny at times because of the way that the narrator interacts with you when you disobey what he says.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
But I want a cold drink. Why can't
I like cold drinks.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so
It
utterly
is.
captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
It is. I think it is. Look at that painting. Isn't that beautiful?
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
All
At
right.
last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
So should I do it or not? Nope, not gonna do it.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's
Sorry,
incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting.
Oh, shit.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story...
I actually didn't mean to do that. I was trying to get on the platform.
Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Thank you. Yeah, that's basically the whole game is just finding different ways to either kill yourself or just have an ending. There's like, I think, something like 15 to 20 different endings to this game. Like, one of them is this. You just shut the door and stay
Stanley
in here.
simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go anywhere except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Oh, I love this fucking game. It's crazy.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had
Let
simply
me
missed
actually
a memo.
try to do what I was trying to do before, which is get onto that platform. I just didn't jump at the right moment.
When Stanley came to a set of two open... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Oop. God damn it.
Wow. Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope. Peace out, sucker.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Alright. Try to not fuck this up with this thing.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
Oop.
Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why,
Yep.
I don't know how to convince you of
Can't
this,
remember if
but
I
I
go through this
really
door.
do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
go through there.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Nope.
You're going to continue to do it.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Nope. I'm basically just gonna show you what happens if you just do the opposite of what he says over and over.
Through the red door.
Nope. Blue. The
All right,
pen is
fine,
blue.
go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You
I
want
do.
to find out what lies at the end of this road?
Yeah,
your
I
chosen
do,
world?
bitch.
Don't let me stop you.
Creepy.
You see, there's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into it? I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback.
Okay.
There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Where can I go? Oh.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices?
Yeah.
Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Stanley Parable Quality Report. Good old Neil is offline. In total, 91,000 doors open. That's me. I'm 9,328. How long does it take you to get the correct door? Complete against something. Why not ask some friends to help? Error, friends list empty. Did you know that 21.3% of players skip the intro sequence? Only the worst 3% of players chose the blue door. 90. This is awesome. Alright. Where shall we go now? I'm going to keep going through here.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors?
Yeah.
Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make
4
sure
hours.
it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
But what's funny is, if you actually play this for 4 hours, something happens, but I'm not doing it.
So you're not staying up till
Did you
4 in the morning right now to
No.
get that achievement?
Because
Go,
it's the last, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain? Let's see. What do we have here?
Although you're still in the room, but it's just all
Yes,
black,
this
basically.
seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Yeah, Minecraft.
Well, Stanley, is this any better? At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough? Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house.
Are you now?
This will go here, no, here, and then.
Oh. I was like, where is he building it?
Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course, and just to finish it all off, yes, it's complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. Ah, but you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable.
Can't go. Oh, there we
Isn't
go.
it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything. Yes, yes, yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining. Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
No. Did you?
Oh, no, 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 no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
Oh, I love this game so much. So because now we're in Portal!
Yes! I don't even know what this game is, but I love it. You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
You let me out, I forgot. Aperture.
Oh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte. Genius. No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games, and I highly doubt...
Ah! Oh, shit. I totally forgot about that. This is really creepy. Just beta testing. Oh god. Oh god.
You might be dead now.
Oh god.
Maybe?
Oh my goodness. This is so creepy. Can I just die now? I don't want to be here. I forgot how creepy that is. There's nobody here.
Where you wish you could brighten up the display.
Yeah. I think eventually he starts talking again. I can't remember how long it takes though. This is so weird. Just endless hallways. I forget if he does talk again. I think I may just have to restart. Can't remember if he says anything after this. Did I ever find a way out, or is this just a big loop?
That I don't know, Rachel. I've never played this game.
I know you haven't. Oh, I think this is where I need to go then. Because it's right over here.
Maybe?
Yeah. I don't like how quiet it is. There's another control room in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's creepy quiet in here.
Yeah.
Is there a door you can go in?
I don't think so. Like I said, I think it may just have to. I thought when you got in here it like did something, but maybe not.
You're not hitting the right button? Maybe you have to hit that green panel. Oh god. Oh. Ugh. You hit those green panels down there?
Yeah, no. Like I said, I think I have to just restart the game.
Well, you just resumed from where you're at, so.
Hmm?
You hit resume, you didn't say begin the game again.
Yeah. There we go. Hello, everyone watching. Alright.
Sorry, I'm just burping from off screen.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him.
Yeah, because it's part of the game too, is like as you go along, like the prompts will start changing.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Let a bulb inside you, take it out passive-aggressively on other coworkers, resent coworkers for not supporting you. Inside to a certain place, everything is okay. Make sure your slide has a slick blue graphic in the header and throw some bevel on the text. This will ensure a calm and productive work environment. Everyone is unique. You, most of all. I love all these like things. Synergize core value expenditures. Shift global market. Card. Monetize free to play.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Nope, I'm gonna go downstairs. Because that's the joy of this game, is getting to disobey what they tell you to do.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that.
This is one of the
And in such a
trippier
competitive
endings.
economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he
There's a
believed
few very trippy
everyone
endings.
had
This is one of
vanished.
them.
His boss would think he was
You
crazy.
just
And
start
then something
realizing,
occurred
didn't
to
I
Stanley.
just go
Maybe,
through
he
here?
thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical
Big
sense.
loop.
And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why
Ah!
did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical star field, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up.
It's so
How
weird.
was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought.
Did you ever do that as a kid?
What?
If this voice
I don't know. As a kid, maybe I was a weird kid, but there were a couple times where I would just like start to like almost do infinity thinking, and it like started to hurt my.
He's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility.
Yeah,
I remember telling my mom one day, like, I think she probably thought I was crazy, but I was like,
Now hearing the voice speak these words.
Well, when you're thinking about things that are like beyond your comprehension, it definitely hurts the brain.
yeah.
That this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
Oh, God.
The cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Nope, right where I was before.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. and then she turned and ran.
You bitch. Why would you just leave a poor man on the ground like that? And we're back here again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright. So this time I'll do exactly what he tells me to do. Right down to the letter.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Staring into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway. Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Should I
But you said you were going to do everything he told you to do.
That's true. I did say that.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself.
The Matrix.
Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe it couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and
I don't even know what you did.
blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Turned off the power to the mind
Was it
control
over?
facility.
Yes, he had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his.
I like
That was
the
all
best.
he needed to
It's
know.
basically the best sound.
It was perhaps the
I
only
think.
thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
It's very pretty.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
I like the happy one. Oh, let's fuck some shit up.
Too excited. Too excited about fucking some shit up.
Yeah. See, now he's not saying anything.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
Are you sure? What's
Oh,
wrong?
no.
What?
No, it's to the right. My mistake.
You asshole.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Come on.
Now, let's see. We went down, right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Okay.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, hmm? Okay, from the top.
Such a ridiculous game.
I love it.
All
so
of his
much.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Well, did something
It's just
change?
unlike anything else.
Stanley,
Like, it's just
did you change
so
anything
awesome.
when we were back in that room with all
I
the
just love the
roses?
creative
Did you
thinking that went
move
into
the
it.
story
Like,
somewhere, or... Hold on. Why
so
am I
clever.
asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
All right, where should I go? I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna go this way.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
No. All right.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What was that game that these guys
Stanley
developed
decided
as
to
well?
go to the
That,
meeting
like you
room.
basically
Perhaps
are
he had simply
running
missed a
the
memo.
like a video game, like the behind the scenes.
Oh
of a video
yeah, it
game.
was. Oh
I
god.
can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, I'm blanking on it right now. I think I have it on Steam too because it was free. It's like something the tiger
Okay,
and
it's
something
worse.
or other. I can't
How might
remember
we
it right now,
remember
but
in
that
this
was really good
I don't
too.
see it on the
It's
list.
possible the story is back where
I
we just
downloaded
came
it at one
from.
point.
Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Okay. Going back.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Well, that's where we came from. It's a dead end, you dummy. What is this shit?
Now this...
Like, see, it's so
Well,
trippy
I'll
how
be
you
honest, I
like
don't
go down
recognize
one
this place.
corridor and
Yeah.
come back and
Is
it's
this
this
the
totally
story?
different place.
I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story
Like
took
I
place
said, I
in an
just-
office building.
I just love it
Is that
because, like I
correct?
said, there's no game like this. There's nothing
Do you
like this
remember,
where it's just a
Stanley?
mind fuck. It's
Well,
just
you know
literally
what?
just to fuck
Since
with
I've
your head.
completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing,
And it's also
how
so,
about
like,
this?
visually
You
realistic.
win. Congratulations!
Woohoo!
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Great.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that? You see, the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
What do you think?
Dance. I'm dancing in. Oh, that's right.
Cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Yeah, I don't think so. You're an idiot. I'm just gonna keep going.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell? Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart. You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Okay.
Oh.
No.
I think I can do that.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Oh, we're monkeys.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley,
It's an adventure.
I'd also like to veto the line for role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
I'm not acknowledging you, Line. Wait, it's going up to the ceiling. I can't walk like that.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny.
What is the right, though?
awaits.
Which right is the right?
Oh, hold on, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game eight
adventure
times?
nonsense, philosophy, and music.
That's really
Venture
how
into
all this
unexplored
goes?
territory. Find the light
It's all
again.
determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this
Find a
this
bookstore, get
thing.
bored, and leave. Narrator
Wall.
restarts the game. Narrator is
Well,
gone after a
who
long time.
consulted
Stanley
me?
died.
Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the typewriter stopped. Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait, you know. I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
Oh, God.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, money crisp. Extreme bathrooms. I don't remember being able to go in here before.
It was new?
I think it is, actually. I don't remember being able to do this before.
You might have discovered something new for yourself. I definitely don't remember this, but I definitely.
Well, because I remember before, like,
Has there been an update to this game?
well, before, like, I thought you had to do other things to be able to open those doors, like the bathroom and stuff. It was all locked before. Maybe they since have changed it to actually unlock it. Didn't even go anywhere.
You just went in there for no reason?
Well, it like acted like it was going somewhere, and then I ended up back in the same spot. That's really funny. Yeah, because I think before, like, you had to unlock something to be able to go into that room. I thought. But I haven't played this in a long time. So.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845.
28.
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
You can run to death.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Looks like it.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
I just love how ingenious this is. They basically have a museum of like what went into making the game and everything.
In the game.
Like, it's one way to like make people really appreciate what you've done, you know, like, 'cause, like, you actually like take screenshots and like put them up and another version of the underground portion of the game. It shows like stuff from the beginning, some employee lounge stuff.
Where were all of his co-workers?
Narration
Oh, I don't
outtakes.
know. How about they're throwing a surprise
Kevin
party
Brighton, the
for him
voice
for
in the
all his
area,
bucks?
recorded dialogue for the entire game roughly 3 separate times over the 2 years of development. These are clips from early takes that were not used in the final game. I feel like this is new. I don't feel like this was in here before.
I can't help you.
No, I know. This is the way. It was funny. The other day I watched, because I didn't realize that Danny and Ross had played the because it was the demo version of the Stanley Parable, which is really, really funny. And it's very much like that other game where, like,
Yeah.
it's basically like they bring you in, like it's like bringing you in. What was crazy was, like, I guess they sent, like, kind of like how the other one was, where they sent it to specific people.
Yeah,
And
and
they
have their
had
names in it. And
yeah, and so like, so it was Danny and Ross playing it, and at one point, like, he said something like, "I think you need to apologize to your steam train passengers at this time for being so ignorant or whatever." And like, you're like, I'm sorry."
Mhm.
And then, like, later on, they actually said Danny and Ross, and they were like, "What the fuck?" Like, this narrator was
Yeah.
like saying Danny and Ross. I was like, can you imagine, like, getting a game and, like, the narrator knows your name? It's so
Pretty
crazy.
wild.
It's pretty crazy. Look around some more. Actually, I'm getting pretty tired, so I think I might be done with the whole thing. So it's the freedom ending in the beta.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now.
Was that an ending you've done before?
Yeah, I just, like I said, I think they must have updated it and put new things in it.
Or you just haven't played in so long you've forgotten all of it?
Or maybe that too. I don't know. But I
Possibility. I'm
really
just saying it's a
never knew.
possibility.
Well, like I said, I'm pretty sure that it used to be that you couldn't get into the bathroom and you couldn't get into the other door without, you had to, like, do something, like, to unlock it. That was what I'm pretty sure used to happen. But anyway, I'm really tired, so thank you so much for watching, everybody out there. Hope this was enjoyable. Sorry I didn't talk much, but it's kind of a very dialogue heavy game, so I want people to be able to listen and appreciate it. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great evening, and we'll see you soon.